Hello, 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 hello. I hope someone from PFZ is watching. I wasn't sure what to do. I didn't want to continue playing Baldur's Gate. I wanted to actually do some quest writing. So wanted to see if other people are interested in that as well. Uh who's here? Is anybody here? If you're here, say hi in the chat. Say hi in the chat so that I know that you're here and then we can talk. I want to show you like stuff I've been working on. Kasika's Folly was the one. Peanut, hi. My cat is here. Mm, so what do I want this to be? Needs to be put here. And then story overview. Okay, cool. So this is this little basic story outline that I've put down for this person. It's still pending. Cube of Karsaka is an item, and then meeting the secret of Karsaka. You know what? I'll maybe play Spider-Man or something until somebody shows up, and then we can decide like um, what to do. Once somebody comments something, then so I've switched on Spider-Man now. Let's see if it loads. Something's yeah, there we go. And it should appear on the stream, and we're good. Awesome. So I've finished this game twice already. It's my one of my relaxation games just because swinging around is so much fun. I finished this hideout. Level 10. I must have unlocked some stuff. All done. Gadgets all done. Unlocked at level 15. This one isn't unlocked yet, but I need research tokens for that, and research tokens will be at the next mission. So if somebody joins, please say hi so I know that I'm talking to somebody. Otherwise it feels very weird to talk just to yourself. Ooh, backpack token. Lock it. Oh, I have music off. Settings, audio, master volume. We just collected a backpack, the locket.
People know my parents died in a plane crash. I still can't tell anyone they were government agents. Wish I knew more about them.
Ooh, music. Cool. I don't care about the kidnapping. I need to go to do a research station or something. Ooh, there's a backpack here.
Attention units. Civilians are trapped following a car crash. Officers needed south of house.
Wheat cake recipe. Okay, I remember this actually. Chai Garden. You and me could rule the city, Spider-Man. Chai Garden is Abhishek.
Car wreck down there. Bad one.
Oh god. Wait, what?
The pedestrian's trapped under that car. I have to help them.
God damn it, I'm struggling here. Better.
Car will crush that pedestrian if I don't do something.
Game sounds echoey. I'll just reduce the volume 1 second. So Abhishek, this is Abhishek, right? Chai Garden. I want to actually not play a game. I want to write something. You want to help me write? Difficulty, I think, is just normal. You want to help me write something instead?
Everyone's safe. I should let fire and rescue do their jobs.
That was just one guy. Okay. I thought there were 2 victims. Or would you rather watch like Baldur's Gate 3 or something else? Because there's a ton of things I can do. I haven't figured out how to. I mean, I haven't tried setting up my iPad yet. Otherwise, I could just practice drawing something. You said you wanted to see an art stream as well. That's something I want to do, like, because I don't mind people watching me draw. You'll help me write something? Okay, give me 1 sec. Whatever that is. Research stations? No, it's the office. Cool. I'll just save here. Manual save. We'll get out of here. And quit. The game has crashed due to using more memory, whatever. I saved and I quit, man. It's fine. My cam is stuck. My cam is stuck. Oof. Hi, I'm back. Yay. Awesome. So hold on. Laptop screen here. And then Notion there. And switch to this. And this is now visible. Awesome. So I was rearranging like D&D stories today. So that's one thing that we can possibly work on. There's also this. I have short stories that I was writing, and there's a blog that I don't particularly want to write on stream. That's something I would prefer to do. So short story or D&D game. While you reply. Somebody texted me just now that they see me on YouTube streaming nonsense. So I was hoping to fill out a quest line for this one bounty hunting guild. Teresa questline. Is that all there is in here? Guild progressions. Yeah. Sons of Tooth questline. Okay, so questline is separate from the Sons of Tooth itself, which should have. Yeah, okay. This is what we want. D&D. Awesome. So, for a upcoming story, I need to have things for people to fight. So, let's try and get those and then put together some stories. As far as find fresh blood, so that's recruitment. Must have at least one stalwart in your party. Recruits local strongmen adventures to the suggested subquest. Go to a shady fighting arena to look for fighters in Barbary. This is actually good. It's fine. I don't need this. Let's then write DDD, which is this one. Death, Dragon's Debt. This story places us in the outer villages around the capital city of Talsona and the Bubblegum Band Guild. That's the name they chose for themselves. Here there are three main characters: an insolvent old man at the end of his wits, his foster kid obsessed with the unliving, and his daughter who looks... Hi Mish, I can see suddenly. You're studying trigonometry, so you'll go in 5 minutes. That's okay. At least you get 5 minutes of relaxation before you do trigonometry. Trig used to be fun for me though. Like, you can enjoy that as well. His foster kid obsessed with the unliving, and his daughter who looks a little different recently. That's because her body got switched with a dragon. So the brief of this story and what we need to write down is about 4 to 6 sessions worth of games. 4 to 6 sessions. Actually, let's get out of this box. Yep. So raw material. Just for your knowledge, Abhishek, on what we're working with. PC, Skulled, beer bellied, out of shape, insolvent, dark skinned elf, owes 225,000 gold to the state. What else did he say? Has a daughter, Avizandra, and a foster... Chai Garden is Abhishek. Has a daughter, Avizandra, and a foster child, Tony, or Antonio Rossi, who... foster child Tony. To take care of Tony, the state is supposed to give him 4,000 gold every... 4,000 credits is the thing. It's not gold, it's credits. To give him 4,000 credits every week. Upkeep cost is 1,200 credits a week. So this player wanted to play with an economy, and when you have an economy, that means you need to have something that costs. Power Bottom. Power Bottom was the other person who was... Power Bottom is Bonobo, who's playing this character, Skull. So upkeep cost is 1,200 credits per week, because we need to have a economy. Second PC is Antonio Rosso, sorry, aka Tony. He is a teenage satyr. He is a teenage satyr who is obsessed with death and wants to learn more about necromancy and the goddess of death. And the third PC is Avizandra, a dragon that shares a name with a little girl on her 10th birthday by some force of chaos or magic. They switched bodies from across planes. Now Avazandra the dragon is stuck. Now Avazandra the dragon has found an opportunity away from their family and decides to take it easy as a elf, as an elf child. So this is the three basic stuff that the three basic PCs that I have. So, and I want this not to be a complicated, like really long story that runs for a year, 2 years. This is more intended to be something that runs like for 4 to 6 sessions max. So 4 to 6 sessions max of about 1 to 1.5 hours of length, not more than that. So I ran a game for them this past Sunday, in which we ran that scene where Avazandra is blowing out the candles on her cake, and instead of blowing the fire out, she breathes this huge fire breath. There's a huge flash of light, and they have to save against like blocking their vision, so that they can continue seeing. And they notice like the girl grow wings and then sort of resume normal form. And then they're visited by a necromancer who like by a casual necromancer. So visited by Jacques, fake name, an obviously wannabe necromancer who has asked them to go to the local cemetery and dig up a body for them for 500 credits. American Dragon Jake Long. That's so Pokemon, but like cool. What? The dragon body thing? I'm not sure what. Misheard as Alexander the Dragon. So we have a lot of open material. Essentially, okay, outcomes, I guess, is what we want next. You need to go? No problem. Thank you so much for joining for 5 minutes, Mish. Have a good time studying trigonometry. If you can join back later and I'm still working, feel free to come back. It's always nice to have you so active in the chat. So outcomes, I want at like 11:30. I might not still be streaming until then, but there's always next time. So I don't particularly want. Why not make it the blue dragon? So that is the blue dragon. Avazandra is in fact the blue dragon. Hi Palash. By the way, Avazandra is the blue dragon who has now taken this body. So I'll show you guys my system actually, that you might be interested. This game was intended to test out my own gaming system, my own D&D system called Godbloom, which I realized today is woefully incomplete. The basic idea behind this game is something called the distress system, which is you have all these basic skills. Skip health and energy for now. Those are things I was reworking today. But body, soul, mind and magic are your 4 basic stats, under which you have 5 actions that you can do. Attract, endure, jump, muscle rush, so on and so forth. Right, so as players do these things, they get to roll a particular dice. For each of these stats, they have a dice, and they're good at some. They have a bigger dice for good things they're good at, and a smaller dice for things they're bad at. And so we set a difficulty somewhere between 1 and 20 for them, and they try to match it. If they fail, they get something called a distress token. So suppose if they have to run a coax check, they fail that, they get a magic distress token. So they can put 1 token on any of these magic skills and get a +1 on it for future reference. Okay, maybe next time, and thanks to you, and look good in the stream, and hello Palash, and bye. I sometimes really don't know how to respond to Mish, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. So yeah, so you get distress tokens, and then you get some skills that improved, which are bloom skills, and then there are scars, which is like your negatives of the system. So in the previous version of the negativity of the system, I had three paths: path of fear, path of anger, and path of shame. And today I started adding other paths. So originally I had intended for every player to have these three basic paths, and one of those would be good for you, and one of the two of them would be bad for you. But now I've decided that instead I'd rather have two paths per character, one which is good for you of your choice, like you want the good aspect of that path, and the and one will be bad for you, the bad aspect of that path. So we could do this actually. I'll show you. Fear, anger, and shame were based on the Enneagram system, which is a personality test. And what I wanted to do with it is like, okay, cool. So as you collect distress tokens, you are essentially, every time you fail, you're collecting these tokens, right, which power you up. So you're learning from your failure each time, but that just means that your failure is always giving you a positive result. Like you're always getting at least something good out of it. The scars are intended to be like trauma, so those are the negatives of the thing. And so I had these, for example, when you collect 5 distress tokens, you get 1 scar, or when you collect 6 distress, it depends. I'm not really sure how to mechanize this or how to progress this, but for now I've just made it as um, you can get the first few quickly. Within, you'll end up losing about, so in the last trial game that we ran for 1 hour, of the 3 players, one player managed to reach 5 failures and get their first scar. The second player had 3 failures, and the third player didn't really participate. The dragon didn't really participate and had no failures at all. So in a 1 hour game, actually 5 scars, 5 distress tokens isn't very easy to get. So I could actually reduce this a little bit or change these token systems around to increase scars. But they are intended, the path is intended to be like you go through some sort of character arc, right? So like you can choose how you role play the particular path that you take. So path of anger, for example, a person may either control their anger, let loose their anger, or deny their anger. Characters that experience frequent anger use their instincts to decide how to act. Love freedom and feeling self-sufficient. As scar levels increase, consider how your character misunderstands interactions with the world around them, and therefore gets angry. So it doesn't have to necessarily mean like, hey, you're always angry, but I would love to now change this to like anger. So there's a dominant path and there's a weak path, right? What's another word for weakness? Submissive, like yeah. So dominant and submissive path. I don't like the word submission here though. Anger, negative. Um, Anger, weakness, anger, strength. Sure, why not? And we can make it as +1 or something. So all these things now need to change because I realized that this system is very incomplete, and it took me like really out of it today earlier, where I was like, I don't know what to do with this. No mish to fanboy over Dormans. Yeah. So instead, let's do the story. What are the outcomes? I want Skuld to come close to finishing his debt, but not finish it. So I give them an opportunity to earn somewhere between 150,000 to 300,000 credits, right? Across 6 episodes, that means they have about 6 opportunities to try and earn money. At the end of every episode, we like do all the tabulations, right? So what are ways to earn money? Complete Sons of Tooth quests, bounties is one. Do marketing for your own guild. Steal. Skull is beer belly, but Skull is the hero slayer. Skull is the beer belly, but Skull is the hero slayer. There's no reason you cannot be both. Like, I am a big fan of fat positivity characters, like characters who are still agile despite being large, right? And you do see there are people in real life who are large but still very, very, very agile. So Yeah, why not? Like he is beer bellied, but he can jump around and do things. He's a priest in the game, so he's like more focused on healing and stuff. I need to change their skills around. Also, let me show you the character sheets that I have for them that I created. These are a custom design that I made. You meant this. I don't know what this is, Palash. But this is my character. These are my character sheets for the players. Yeah, you're very agile. I saw that day. Like the way you jumped at those burritos. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. But yeah, so this is the character sheet that I created for these players. Originally, like the problem with the system, right? I'm realizing is that I've made it into a complicated combat system. And there are some gaps which can be easily filled, but most of your special moves and all that are combat oriented. But with role playing, especially creating a game system to introduce people to the idea of role playing, I find that complicated combat rules are not necessarily like it is attractive to some people like who like action, but often like players who just looking for role playing and character interactions, like meeting funny people and those sort of things, they don't really care about combat. So I don't need all of this at all, and a lot of the stuff that I've built is not useful for the story that I want to tell, which is a bummer because that means I have to rework a lot of things. So, Skull can steal. He can complete bounties. He can market his own guild. He can um, sell assets if any. He can treasure hunt. Right? These are options we'll give him, and these are options for which we'll build out some stories now. So, how do you complete Sons of Tooth bounties? Those are written for us, at least a little bit. That we'll just link out. By the way, these great things. A certain chai garden might like combat. Like, hey, I've been asking PFZ to play D&D with me or play Godbloom with me. I would love to like test it out with you guys and see how you feel about TTRPGs. So Sons of Tooth bounties are a little bit written. We'll come back to those later. Do marketing for your own guild. I'll come back to that as well. Steal. So for stealing, he would have to do research to find targets. He would have to then sneak or stealth. In fact, yeah, stealth. I don't want to name my stat stealth. I have a skill called stealth here under mind. I'll just make it sneak instead, which is better. Opposed to search roll. So search roll is here opposed to sneak roll. So sneak or stealth is actually a better word because your ability to hide your actions or movement, like even if you're not moving anywhere, literally impossible to not be combat brain after playing video games. Yeah. But the joy of role playing and rolling dice, even without I understand like even in D&D, like my players just love fighting each other. Anmol first game ended up like Anmol, Aman, and Nav. They ended up attacking each other. PvP happened, and it was great fun for them. But like, of course, actually, now that I think about it, combat is important. Like players do like combat, which is good, so that I don't have to discard this entire system. Coming back to the story, he has to do research to find targets, stealth into a house, which is it's a series of checks, and then a series of checks to quietly pickpocket, quietly like steal things. Again, another series of checks. Maybe I can have some traps for somebody who's not being careful. Why not have slyness instead of stealth and sneak? Is slyness the noun form of sly? Or is it something else? Let me just check. It is slyness. The noun is slyness. Behavior that is secret and dishonest, often intended to trick people. So that's just for tricking people, not for also like hiding in shadows and stuff. Like being able to travel secretly. For that, stealth works better. Okay, so sell assets if any. Right now, he has nothing. He has nothing but the guild itself, whose reputation can get him 1000 credits only. If he do marketing for your own guild, increase the reputation. So if he increases the reputation of his own guild, then he can sell his guild for more later. This line is I will not read that. Treasure hunt. So this is the more go into a wilderness and hunt for things. So for this, we can have a simple dungeon. Can you merge skills in D&D? In what way, Palash? Like, I would say if you're trying to do something complicated, like if you want to, if you try to say, hey, I want to build a device and I want that device to be able to do certain things. Like for example, I want to make a robot. So that's a complicated project for which I might say, okay, you can roll several skills one by one. So we would do like something called a tinker check using tinker's tools, and then we might do a sleight of hand check to see how steady your hands are while doing things. We might do an alchemy check to see if it's explosive. So yes, you can definitely, like, depending on how complicated the task is, you can merge skills. So okay, those are the skulled outcomes for Avazandra. The player has specifically requested no lessons and no arc, no character arc. They want to feel ultra powerful and uncaring. Now they can't be uncaring. Like you could have new skills out of existing ones. Yes, you can. So D&D is an improvisational game. Like in case the skills aren't enough, we can do other things. So that's why like you have a second set of skills, which are your tools, your tool proficiencies. You can be good at like wood carving or what else is there, like forgery, a disguise. You can have like potion making and so many other, like there is a whole skill system sub rule set that people use only when you have players that are interested in getting nerdy with it. Yes, but some players enjoy the complexity. So Pala said, I guess merging skills would just make it more complex. Yes, but remember, sometimes players just do want more complex. They want to feel powerful, and you can make a challenge complicated in a way where part of it is luck, which is the dice roll, and part of it is skill, right? And letting them describe the skill and making the dice roll easier or harder as a result helps a player feel like, oh, I really did that really well. I described that well, and so the DM made the role easier for me, right? And that's how they feel rewarded. So that's what we want to get to. So Avazandra has requested no lessons, but because they are really powerful, they are the catalyst to this band sort of just cheesing combats. Like they're so powerful. There's a dragon. They're so powerful, they're just going to destroy anybody that they fight against, and that can lead to funny consequences. Finally, it's Antonio Rossi. Tony is our last character who is obsessed with death, or not really obsessed, but like kind of just trying to figure out how to be a moody teenager and throw a wrench in the works. This is being played by my friend Bhavna, who is really good at D&D now. And so she is more like willing to go along with other things. But outcomes for her, I guess, would be so let's look at a character sheet. Learn to play like mom. So she does have a musical instrument that she cares about, and secretly, let's see, is a waif and a foster kid, also a strange child, paradise and pistol in hand, gifted musician, is fascinated by death and the goddess Kali, hasn't killed anyone though yet, being fostered by Skull, an insolvent guild owner, and his daughter Avazandra. So They care about playing music and then learning about death. How can I tie that in with Skull? So I explore death and Kali, which is Aves, so history of this other island and kingdom. Uh, Maybe inspire them with rituals or other actionable knowledge. Huh? Okay. Also, music related. So, what can we do as a storytelling thing that is music related? Let's try and build that. So, for that, we will need a simple table. A table. We will put d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is a header row. We don't have a performance skill. So in D&D, there's a skill called performance, which is what you would use if you were playing a musical instrument. In our distress system, do we have an equivalent? Let's see. We have... We don't have perform. It should be a soul-based skill, actually. Let's add that. Why not? Perform. Your ability to enact, sing, or to act, sing, or dance. To act, sing, or dance, or showcase your specialty in some way. And we can make that more specific later. Tales of Beetle the Bard. HP sucks as per Anmol. So this will be our music quest line. Here I'm taking you guys' input. I'll give you an example of a music quest line. Right. So this player has a violin and a tin whistle. What's a tin whistle? I don't know. Let's find out. Tin whistle. Okay, it's a type of flute. Got it. So they have a plain tin whistle and a violin which can grow and shrink in size. So let's see. A music quest line can be you find a teacher who enables you to, who is willing to help you improve for some amount of money, right? So for, let's do 1d10. I'll do 1d100 to help you improve for 1d10 hours at 20 hours. No, that's too much. Build your own instrument, build or tune your own instrument. Very nice. Let's take that idea, Palash. So you are inspired to build your own violin using magical wood from the Emerald Hide forest, which I'll show you. The Emerald Hide forest. Find a ranger there. Find an artisan in Divyesta, which I'll show you again, by the name of, and we'll create an NPC here, and Palash, you'll get to name this NPC to help you with the process. Hair from a magic boar. Ah, very nice. Using magical wood from the Emerald Hide forest and hair from a magic boar for the strings. I love that. Can you also give me a name for this character, Palash? That will ultimately help them. Or can I name him after you? If that's okay. Chai Garden offered hair from a magic boar. Okay. So Abhishek, I took that idea. Thank you so much. I would love to for you to give your own idea as well for a music quest. Meanwhile, I'll show you guys the map that we are working with. Teresa. So this is the map we're working with, this one island instead of all seven, all 26 islands, like 7 big ones, 19 small ones. We're working just with the island of Teresa, and within the island of Teresa, we're working in this region. So Talsona, this capital city, is where they are. They're in one of the outer villages here, and they will have access to that entire city by train, as well as a train to Divyesta here, and that same train continues to Perinam later, and there's another train that gives them the Ashen Wastelands and Swell Mistrum contact, right? So they can get to the Ashen Wastelands, and then from there they have to walk to Swell Mistrum. So these are the areas that we have to play with and things that we can come up with. I don't have a lot of like story beats planned for all of these, but I want to build out the Emerald Hide and Divyesta. Divyesta is this place. It's a swamp, and on top of that swamp is planks of wood. Like it's a what's that? What's a Pokemon equivalent? Like the that in RSC, that city where you have the wooden bridge logs, a wooden log bridge to walk across. Not Sutopolis City. F something it is called. The map looks insane. Thank you so much. Cool illustrations, except the board has cool illustrations. Are you talking about the maps itself or something else? But thank you. Pacific log. No, not Pacific log. Where the Sudowoodo was. Pacific log is one, yeah, like that was floating. I was talking more about where you first learned the secret bases thing, that tree house city. But yeah, Pacific log is a better example actually. So Divyesta is a place built on a swamp, and on top of those Pacific log like wooden rafts is our heavy forges, like built big ass buildings with a lot of metal work, and these wooden bridges are like reinforced with magic so that they always float. And so it's a small village that lives on top of a swamp with like metal buildings. Think Nino Kuni, the pig city, right? Like that level of development on top of a swampy city. Fortree, yes. So I'm kind of thinking along those lines. Like I want that swamp element there, and that's why it's called the artisan fen. Is because you have all these artisans there, like these sword makers and woodworkers and like other armor workers and all these things. Like the best artisans of the island are in this place, and they all have these heavy ass buildings on top of swamps that could swallow them, but they have magic reinforcing it. I think just like the juxtaposition of that is a cool idea. So the Emerald Hide Forest and Divyesta come from there, which is fantastic. Palash, I need a name for your NPC. If you have a name that you can come up with, and then I'll merge your name on it. Meanwhile, I was looking for a teacher. You find a teacher who's willing to help you improve for 1d10 hours at you commit, I will say 5,000 credits per hour, but gain a permanent plus 3 to your perform skill. That's just like a cost thing. Takumi, artisan in Japanese. Yes, I think you did say this earlier somewhere. I must have missed it, but I got it this time. Takumi. Sure. Find an artisan in Divyesta by the name of Takumi, artisan in Japanese. Okay. And I do want to use your name as well. No, I like Takumi, but instead of Palash, I'll just change it to Ashpal or something like that. Like just mix it up a little bit to make a difference. Um, uh, How about Shpal? Like that's an interesting acronym on your name as a last name. Takumi Shpal. What do you think? This teacher is secretly um, charging you. No. You find it. You're looking for a teacher. You find a teacher. You commit 5,000 credit for bring in a performer. When the teacher disappears with your money, you are stuck explaining. No. I hate this. Words that you're giving me. Pollux, sick, cool. Takumi Shpal. Yeah, okay. Awesome. I don't know what Pollux is, Chai Garden, but I need like 4 more quests. I don't need 6 music quest lines. 4 is enough. We'll roll a d4. If we are struggling as it is with just these two. So we have these treasure hunts. Treasure hunts. I want to show you guys something really cool. Now this is material I purchased, so I don't know how much I can show you, but I think I can. I was reading up earlier today. Mythic name that sounds like Palash. My name misnomer. Pollux. Okay, nice. Got it. Okay, so there's this adventure called uh, Netherdeep, Call of the Netherdeep from Critical Role. And I was reading this earlier today, and look at how they've sort of arranged how to introduce an adventure, right? And I use this page for that. So the world, sure, the locations they first explain, but they give you the story overview, which is about this one character that got blessed by 3 different gods. Does music boost fighting prowess, or can it? Yes, it can actually. In D&D there are bards, and bards are support classes. So in Godbloom we can have that equivalent of music enhancing. There are certain buffs that you can give. So I have these status conditions that I've made, and there is like a buff called hastened, there's a buff called focus, there's a debuff called slowed. So for music also, like, we can have one called inspired. Let's do that now actually. Inspired. While music plays, while your allies play music, gain a bonus to all rolls. Gain a bonus +1 to all rolls, for example, right? The new status condition. A quest could be to learn the skill and use it. Yes, that's super smart. That's so smart. Let's do that. You've heard of a legendary bard who inspired dozens of friends on his adventures through Zamera. He supposedly had a fortification, had a trick, had a musical his music, okay. His music had a magical quality that fortified and bolstered his friends in combat. Finding him and learning this skill is your life goal, and you can do the research. So yes, this one is just, hey, find a teacher and learn and get your +3 if you pay the money. This one is you're building your own violin, and that can have magical properties. This one is you've heard of a legendary bard and you want to learn this skill. So we've got get a violin, get a skill, get like get better at your main skill, get an ancillary skill, or get a new violin. So one more thing that I would like to do is a performance one. Like we've done get. Let's do a give one. You dream of performing in front of a crowd of 1000 people, um, when famous musician, nah, when a spot opens up at the local, at the King's Court for a competition, musical competition, you put your fledgling skills to the real test. Perform at villages or cities for some certain time and get side income. Yeah, actually. Um, yeah, why not? So let's put that as the reward. Like, let's see. Once Tony completes any one of their quests, they are able to busk for money. For every hour of performance, they can roll 1d100 credits that they get. Insult the band that left you. Fuck yes, let's do that. That's great. There is a band called I made a band that taught my bard in another campaign the secrets of magic and everything, and they're called the Merry Wayfaring Berry Stays. And these are a famous band. The Merry Wayfaring Berry Stays are a very famous troupe that tour all of Teresa. However, you not however, you are one of the rare people who hates them, but that's because you have a personal vendetta, and this the player can define what their personal vendetta is. They are coming to perform in your town, get their show cancelled. Yeah, get their show cancelled is the quest. So insult the band that left you. This is like another version of that. Thank you so much, guys. That's 5 music quests. That's awesome. And you can roll a d5 just by doing a d10 and halving it. So we'll get 5 quests. Awesome. What can we do otherwise? Like, I don't know how to tie these 3 things together. Right? So if you have somebody who's just earning money, somebody who's just helping them out, and somebody who's like exploring death and music, how do you like tie all of that together? What's the through line of this story? So the brief is a dragon has appeared and switched into the body of a younger. Her insolvent father is now father now finds himself in the company of an extremely powerful being that can help him resolve his death. I guess the main story needs to be finding the daughter because she's gone, and resolve his debt at the cost of, no, not at the cost of, but okay, that can help him resolve it, but cannot tell him, will not tell him where his daughter is. So this can be an interesting disagreement between the players, right? So if a Freaky Friday situation has happened where this dragon is now in the body of this little girl, it makes sense that the little girl blocking a bridge to find a warrior who can beat her. As do you mean the dragon is blocking the bridge, or the little girl is blocking a bridge? I would love for the, yeah, okay. So will not tell him it. So it's a Avizandra wants to escape her family. right? And so it stands to mention that the girl is now in the body of the dragon. A little girl blocking a bridge to find a warrior who can beat her. Or actually, a warrior who can turn her back, maybe. Because she's in the dragon body. Yeah, why not? Outcomes: party, find Avizandra, the daughter. She is in the dragon body in the Ashen Wastelands. Amazing. Let's do that because we have that space and that can be the final space to go to. Trying to find heroes that can turn her back. So now, if we do sessions, what should be the outcome of each session? A, B, C, D, E. The party goes to the Ashen Wastelands to find Avizandra's original body and swap the two back. That's the final, right? In the second or third one, we can have the side quest for Tony. Bribed by some quack wizard claiming he'll turn her back. Yeah. Trying to find heroes that can turn her back. Getting tricked by quack wizards. I love the idea of somebody, like the party itself, finding a quack wizard who promises you can teleport them and then teleports himself away with the money. Like that kind of bad luck as far as just money is concerned fits in with the character being so badly in debt. The origin story of his massive debt is that there was a very rich noble who was traveling by carriage and then got attacked by bandits, killed, and all their money stolen, and the body and the carriage just left. And this character happened to be passing by at a later time, and he saw this, and he was studying. Like he saw the carriage, and he went to investigate. And at that time, the soldiers came and they said, "Oh, you caused this. You owe us the money." And he, like, that's the in real life, of course, you would just argue and explain and try and get your way out of it. In storytelling, that's where the scene cut, because now this person has been saddled with debt that they couldn't say no to. So that's the funny origin story of this debt. I want the violin thing and the Divyasta thing to happen around session 3. Violin quest, maybe. Because I really love that hair from a magic boar and the wood from the forest idea. I'll show this. I think I might show this whole document to my players and have them help me craft like what the story should be, because we are hoping to record it and put it on YouTube. It'd be really helpful if all of them were in agreement, like, hey, we get the rough idea of what we want to do, and then that's what we're going to stick to. I'm quite happy with this. Thank you so much. Actually, you know what? Help by no credits Abhishek Patiri and Palash. Okay, wait. So we'll say credits Abhikun and Palash Max. I didn't want to write your story, Chaudhary. Your surname, sorry. For helping create this. ideas on it. And this can stay permanently here. There we go. So the main thing has to be that they're going back. Divista, Violent Quest. I guess Capital City also. You need to go see the king once. Or somewhere. Go see a high noble in Talsona for some reason. I want the second session to be on the train if you're going to Divista, and the third one. Use the Dhuma Rail Yojan Arcane Train episode. Hey, that just leaves 2 sessions. So we can actually do this. It's not that hard. So the 4th one can be where they actually start earning the money proper. And we can sort of just roll for many small quests and resolve a bunch of debt and give items. And in the final episode, there'll be a fight, big fight at the end using special abilities. Hi Mish, are you done with your trigonometry? Why did you say bye again? The first session. So yeah, did you contribute? They helped me wrote this. They helped me write these 5. If you give me one story idea for either somebody who's deeply in debt or somebody who is interested in music, I'll put you in the credits as well. Like we can write a 6th music related story. These are what we have so far. You can read it, and if you give me a 6th one, I'll put you in the credits. Why not have a quest given by the king? Because not everyone should meet the king. The king is being reserved for like bigger stories. These are like low level characters. They're not particularly strong. But like yeah, like why not have a quest given by an authority figure? These will all be given by some sort of authority figures who will tell them, hey, you're trying to earn money. Here's what you can do. I guess in the first episode, they get the information that that going to Divyasta is helpful for some reason. And the violin quest is the second reason. So Divyasta first reason and second reason violin quest. So the Arcane Train episode will be fun because that can just be a standalone episode of you create something called a 5-room dungeon, which is like 5 different rooms for 5 different what do you call it? Not cabins, coaches. 5 different coaches, and you can have like different types of people interacting, and it's all fun. You took a break, okay? Use the Humor Religion Arcane Train episode. This is quite awesome, man. Like, I'm so happy, guys, that you've helped me with this, because this is actually enough material that I can show it to my players and we can do something with it. Thank you so much for helping me. This has been already like a huge positive. Should we write a different one? Or should we go play something else now? Like, you guys, now you tell me, do you want to write a different story here because we can do Sword to the Sky Islands or Karsika's Folly? Karsika's Folly is something I want to show you guys. Or we can write this, Mischief is in the Shadows Part 1, which is a short story I'm writing. Or we can play a game. Game options are Baldur's Gate and Spider-Man and Tekken. If Chai Garden is around, you want to play Tekken, and we can stream Tekken. Just actually, I wouldn't mind streaming Tekken if Chai Garden wants to play. Now, especially, I've got my internet working super fast, so it'll be fun to do that. Abhishek, let me know if you're up for it. I'm getting a text. Sorry, I'm streaming right now. There's a new video out, or you could go to sleep. It's 11. Yeah. Okay. You know what? We'll call it today. I like the short stream. How much? This is 1 hour. We can do these 1 hour streams more frequently. I would love to hang out with you guys. Sometimes playing video games. Sometimes doing this sort of creative stuff. We can call it here. Thank you so much, Palash, Abhishek, and Mish for hanging out with me and helping me with the D&D story. I loved it, and I would love to stream again for you either tomorrow or day after. We'll figure it out. Thank you, and bye bye. Bye. Now I have to wait. I have to wait for other people to say bye and for the stream to catch up. See, this is nice. You turn on something. I should have a second one now. If I'm gonna stream properly, I should have a second video like this that says stream ended while I wait, while I fill time. Wait, okay, Mish said wait. Yes, Mish. Hi. I'm here. Tell me. Tell me. Palash, bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Mish, I'm here. You can tell me what you want before we quit, before we end the stream. Jujakyung. I'm waiting for you, Mish, just to see like you catch up. What did you want to say? Bye, Abhishek. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys again sometime soon, either tomorrow or day after. Mishal. This stream indeed started soon. Maybe about a guy who finds an online music forum and posts something about music, and he gets something like a secret admirer. It's cringe. Secret admirer is nice. I can do secret admirer. Let's do that actually tomorrow. We'll put that in tomorrow's stream. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.